Hi again. In this lecture we are going to learn how to insert grids. Grids are useful for setting specific locations of certain elements in a project. For example, one of the most common uses of grids is for placing columns in floor plans. The method is very similar to drawing levels. To draw a grid, find the icon in the Architecture tab, click anywhere for the first point of the grid, then click for the other extremity, and notice that by default the grid bubble appears at the second point. With this checkbox, I can hide or display the bubble. Let's uncheck it, and you notice the marker disappearing. On the other hand, if I go to this side, I can click here to place a second bubble. Let's continue adding more grid lines. If I move the pointer to this area, I will see a tracking line that snaps the first point along the same horizontal axis. I can also type in a specific length for the temporary dimension that appears here. However, if I just want a grid to align the wall face, I can click on this intersection point, then drag to the other side and click here to match the position of the first marker. As you can see, this bubble is automatically labeled as 2 to follow the sequence. Then I can place 2 more vertical grids in this view by simply repeating the same steps. Nice! Now we can start adding horizontal grid lines. For the first one, since I want to align with the wall center line, I'm going to use this endpoint temporarily as one of the grid extremities. Also notice that the grid is called 5 to continue the same sequence. However, the same numbering system is generally not applied for the horizontal grid lines. Instead, we can use letters. If we name this as A, the next grid lines will adopt an alphabetical order. Now let's add 3 more grid lines in the horizontal direction. Once I finish, I can extend them by clicking and dragging the grips on each side. Look, they are moving all together. By default, Revit places a constraint on the movement when the start and end points align with the others. Now, if I click on this grid number 2 and unlock the constraint, I can extend this line freely. Another important point: when selecting a grid, we can easily adjust its position by modifying the temporary dimensions as we do for the walls, or using the modify tools such as the command align. Now it's your turn. I suggest inserting grids into your project in the way you prefer. If you'd like to follow an example, use the file I've attached in the resources. Also note that I've aligned the grid lines with the center line of the exterior wall. So I wish you good luck with this exercise.